So
Everything you're gonna ask on the test.
Yep.
that's a lot.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.
Between the two cerebral hemispheres, what's that deep chasm?
That's a
Longitudinal fissure. What are the ridges?
Gyri.
Gyri or singular gyrus? G-Y-R-U-S. What's this region?
Cerebellum.
Cerebellum,
Spinal cord.
spinal cord. And if I bend it down,
The moon.
that would be the corpora quadrigemina. The corpora quadrigemina. Again, corpora means body, bodies, plural. Corpus, a corpus is a body, okay? And so you have four of them. Quad. No. So I'll just try to put a pin in all of them. I'll bend this down, pin it, and then I'll put a pin in this and say, what is it? They're called the corpora quadrigemina. And what part of the brain are they on?
Occipital.
No. What part of the brain are the corpora quad? The midbrain, but on the dorsal midbrain, right? The dorsal side. I might ask you location. Where do you find those?
The
Okay.
midbrain on the dorsal side.
Dorsal midbrain.
Dorsal midbrain.
That's all you have to put, dorsal midbrain. Okay. If I turn this over,
Corpora quad.
quad,
Sorry guys, I don't know it.
quadrigemina. Okay. When you go to Starbucks, don't you get a quad venti latte? I'm thinking what my wife always wants, so I should have it memorized at this point. She never misses a morning not going to Starbucks, so she gets her iced coffee. Okay. What does she get? Quad venti, a quad venti latte, whatever. Okay. I should have it memorized, but I don't. Okay. Quadrigemina.
Quadrigemina. What's the first word again? I'm sorry. It won't retain.
Corpora.
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 And it's
C-O-R-P-O-R-A. Corpora.
Dorsal.
Okay, now this is on the ventral midbrain region, and again, I don't see them, but there's there's a little nubbin, I think, of one. But this would be an oculomotor nerve, that they should be flattened right there.
Is there two of them?
There's two of them, one on either side here.
Third.
That's the third cranial nerve number 3. Cranial nerve number 2,
Is the optic nerve.
optic nerves, and of course notice the crossover point,
What is that word?
That's the bridge of something.
optic chiasma, the optic chiasma. Then, what are these? Olfactory lobes, olfactory nerve. Okay, and then right here, see where the probe is? It's actually going down into what is called the third ventral, which the probe itself is touching the walls of the hypothalamus as I stick it down in there. This is called the mammillary body. Looks like a little tongue, a little white tongue. And then, if we go back here, what is this area? This is the pons, and then the medulla oblongata. Now, coming off the medulla should be the vagus nerve, which is cranial nerve number 10. Okay? It's the only cranial nerve that goes below the neck and innervates pretty much every organ within the ventral body cavity, helping to maintain homeostasis at rest. Okay? Then this nerve right here, which you can see, it's cranial nerve number 5. That is called the trigeminal nerve. Now, again, it's called the trigeminal because when this comes out, it branches into 3 parts. Everybody all right with that? So, 1, 2, 3, which is the oculomotor, and this is number 5, which is the trigeminal. Okay? And then number 10 coming off this edge. Now, I'm not going to be able to show it on this, but I could ask it as a written question, right? Describing the nerve, where it goes, what it innervates, and then you tell me it's the vagus nerve. You all right? Okay.
1 second, I have to wait. This is the new container. It's sitting on the desk in there for the coverage.
Oh, okay.
But you're not going to recognize it, so it's
Okay.
blue.
Okay. I got it. Got it. Thank you. Thank you. You all right with this then? Okay, now, when we cut this open, right there, you see that landmark? I use this as a landmark. This is the thalamus, which is part of the diencephalon. And then right below this, right there, okay, is the hypothalamus. And so right where I stuck that probe in on that other, dissection, that brain, was right there. Looping around the thalamus is the third ventricle. The lateral ventricles are those. They're big chambers, one in each cerebral hemisphere. And then, once you identify that, you see that white matter right at the top? That's called the corpus callosum, and then this kind of horn of plenty kind of structure. That would be the fornix. You all right with that? So the fornix and the corpus callosum on either side of the lateral ventricle. Then I thought there was one here. And what did I do with it? Oh, shoot. Okay, Dr. Carter. Yeah. I think he got rid of it. But there was one here.
What, did you stump him and he called me in?
Well, no. I had one that had the choroid plexus.
Oh, okay.
It was sticking up here, and
I saw one earlier, yeah.
I don't see it now. So,
Well, we know where they're supposed to be.
yeah, I know. But anyway, it's down inside that lateral ventricle.
What's it called?
Dr. Kent, how long are you sticking around here?
I'm going to stick around for a while, so they're welcome to stay for as long as
Okay.
they want. Here it is. Here it is.
Well, I'm
See
going to
that?
sneak out the back
Okay,
door.
okay.
That's what I do.
Escaping. See it?
What is that called?
Choroid plexus.
Choroid plexus.
And that creates the cerebral spinal fluid. Okay. Everybody all right with that? Now, the fluid will circulate around that third ventricle, and then you see that little channel right there? That is called the cerebral aqueduct. And then that conveys that cerebral spinal fluid into what is called the fourth ventricle, between the cerebellum and the brainstem, right there. Then it can go down through the central canal and the spinal cord, or there are little openings that allow it to open up and then circulate around the brain and the spinal cord. They're called apertures. Now, I'm not going to ask you that, but I'm just saying that's what exists. And then, of course, you can see the cerebellum, and what is the white matter called? Arbor vitae, the arbor vitae. And notice how the gray matter is surrounding the white matter. Again, you have a complete reversal in the orientation of white and gray matter as you go up into the brain. Okay? There's also a little choroid plexus in the fourth ventricle, although it's really hard to see. But there's actually a little network of capillaries down here as well. And then, of course, what is this little structure right there? That's called the pineal gland, or the pineal body. And, of course, right there would be part of the corpora quadrigemina. Okay? Any questions about all this? And I think we've covered most of it. What? Don't worry about the peduncle. Okay. They're supposed to be kind of little projections off the midbrain, and they're really hard to see. I used to ask them, and I'll tell you, they got to the point where nobody knew what I was asking.
So will you point out the nerves in the test and have us identify those?
Yeah, well, I'll have a good brain that you can actually see the nerves fairly well. So, like if I ask you, if I put a pin right there, you see that white? If I put a pin right there and I ask you, what is that? Well, I could even ask you, what is the nerve? Then you'd have to tell me it would be the olfactory nerve.
Okay.
If I put a pin right there, that would be the trigeminal, right?
Okay.
If I put a pin, doggone things, yeah, here's one. See that? This is on, again, the ventral midbrain, but see, there's the oculomotor nerve. If I were to put a pin through that, then you'd tell me that was the oculomotor. Is that all right?
If you asked for the pons in the midbrain, where would you?
Well, pons, if I put it right there, the pin right there, that would be the pons. If I put it right
Midbrain.
here, then that would be the midbrain.
And the midbrain is, how's that word one we can't pronounce because I can't pronounce it either.
The corpora quadrigemina?
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, that would be on the dorsal side, so right there. See that?
The crub.
That would be part of the corpora quadrigemina. And then, of course, the arbor vitae, right? Make sure you know that. Make sure you know the fourth ventricle, that it would be that little space right there. Obviously, pons, medulla, I'm going to ask those. Somehow I'll figure out a way of asking. Thalamus, hypothalamus, definitely I'll ask you. Corpus callosum, and then the lateral ventricle, I'll figure out a way of asking. So most of these,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
how would you ask
oh
that?
yeah, yeah.
Would it be sticking out?
Yeah, I'll try. That's why I was looking. There was a really good one here. Oh, now this is the one I pulled out. But see, that one's not bad. But that is the choroid plexus right there.
Plexus.
So I could put a pin through that, lay it down flat, and ask you what that is.
Okay.
I have a question on the diagram then, like where the